Good morning, everybody. So sorry this is such short notice, but man, oh man, this is a big day because it's not just because of the quantity of games, but the quality is up there as well. And we already know the drill for how March Madness goes. You lose, you go home. Oh man, and we get started with Duke versus UCLA. Blue Bloods going at it to start us off. I couldn't imagine a better start, honestly. Excuse me, had to drink a little bit of water there. I'm going solo for today, but hopefully either tomorrow or the next day I can get someone beside me for these games because man, it's so big. But you know me, we're gonna rock it out and we're gonna have some fun with this. But before we get started with this game, I'm going to give a little bit of a rundown because I didn't prepare much graphically. Just didn't have the time. Let's just put it this way. UCLA, I think, overachieved for the quality of team they are, and Duke underachieved for the quality of team that they are. But this is still an interesting one because UCLA and Duke are both very young teams. Majority freshmen. You got some sophomore sprinkled in. For the case of Duke, you have a senior in the starting lineup, and we will see who that is rather soon. But man, oh man, this is about to be a fun game. Oh man. I'm trying to fix something real quick with the game. I noticed all of a sudden they switched it up a little bit on me. No, that's not what we want to do. But anyways, if you want to chat it up real quick, I'm looking at the chat while I get this fixed. It's nothing major. We'll be okay. That's a mattress. I'm trying to get UCLA's offensive tempo right because they have it a little different. I forgot how to do this. We might just have to roll with this. Or I don't think we should. Offensive, defensive. Ooh. No big deal. I'll keep chatting it up with you guys for now. I realized what I needed to do, which is not a problem. We can just go in and fix that real quick. So, well, what's your prediction for this game? It's gonna be a fun back and forth affair. Although I kind of slandered UCLA a little bit, they're still a very talented team that can get the job done. And I honestly believe that they got it in them to do some damage to Duke, especially because they're so young. But UCLA is as well. They're not much different, but I expect a Duke win here. I think they've been very underwhelming this whole season, unfortunately, because even though they beat their rivals in Chapel Hill, they haven't let them forget about their 6th place ACC finish, and I think they'll start to do something, but to be in the same bracket as Oklahoma State, oh man. But if there's a 9 seed that can beat a 1 seed, I think it's Duke over OK State. But we will see what happens. They have to first get there. And oh man, this is gonna be a fun one. I just got everything fixed up, so in a minute we are going to shut off this March Madness theme music and show you the game. Man, we are 20 minutes behind schedule. Fun times. I literally only got like 3, maybe a little bit over 3 hours of sleep because all the graphics I've been needing to make. Oh, the life is a little bit rough, but I'm not one to overly complain about it. We're gonna go bam, down the middle. Yep. And we are going to go here. And I'm just about ready, boys. I am just about ready. We are going to shut this off. We are going here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here. The excitement is just something different. As you can see, those starting lineups. Cat James is the senior I was talking about for the Blue Devils. And yeah, just some both really young teams going into this. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes out with the W. As we get set for tip, Jaron Quintisha and Kristaps Kirilenko. And Kirilenko wins the tip for the Blue Devils. Here we go. Mustafa Mole, the freshman. If you don't know much about him, he was an original commit to North Carolina. He had a fallout with the coach a little bit after his recruiting process. Big bucket right there. To start us off by Kristaps Kirilenko, the sophomore. Another transfer from Missouri. But for Mustafa Mole's case, he didn't really like how his coach was over recruiting. Three-pointer, ooh, in and out. He didn't really like how Coach Aiden handled recruiting, as he felt undervalued with how much he was doing it. And he decided to transfer to his arch rival. Feed is tipped away, and Duke is with the ball again. Wyatt Mediger, Stanford transfer, or USC, however you want to call it. I'd say Stanford because he didn't play a single minute for USC. Cat James, pure jumper. Duke off to a rather good start. Now for UCLA's case, if they're going to win this game, they need to slow this pace down. Make Duke play on their terms. But that's intercepted. Cat James jumps that pass into the paint. And Duke is off to a nice start, ladies and gentlemen. Darian Stewart to Mustafa Mole, corner three. Not pure. There's Adam Donovan going up for it. Draws the foul on Kirilenko. If they can get Kristaps Kirilenko out of the game fast, that'll help them a lot. But Duke still has great depth. Behind him is Bozo Cooper, a junior, one of the more experienced members of the team. Donovan misses the first free throw. But man, oh man, this Duke team, talented. They just couldn't string up the wins, and both free throws missed to start the game. Could it be nerves for Mr. Donovan? As Duke gets set up, that's Darian Stewart. Inward pass, intercepted, and UCLA is going up with it. Quintisha is trying to find his way in. Pass, foul drawn. Oh, couldn't get the bucket there. I believe that was Jam Mexi that went up with it. Oh, excuse me, Julius Mexi. Jam Mexi, I think, is on Georgetown. But Julius, talented big man. He's rather a Swiss Army knife for the Bruins in terms of how he can hurt you. A rather good inside presence, but also a soft shooting touch in the mid-range. But we don't know if he can hit that three. We'll see if they even have him attempt some. A little bit of pressure up the court. Mole to Stewart. They want to get to the bucket. They want to get to the rim fast, the Blue Devils. And that pass is nearly intercepted by Harris Seedband. Oh my goodness. A fadeaway three by Darian Stewart. Oh geez. UCLA down in the hole early. Inward pass. Hook shot, good. Oh, man. Like I said, this is going to be a back and forth game. Darian Stewart, another fadeaway jumper, is in. Duke is off to a hot start. We're 3 minutes in, already 9 points. Mexi from 3, no. I had that feeling he can shoot him, though. And we're going to see more of it. Cat James, mid-range, no. A little bit too heavy. And that's Harris Seedband, I forget how to pronounce his name, with the ball, a true freshman. Jan Mexi. Over to Jaron Quintisha, no. And the Bruins are struggling to shoot the ball. Here we go, Mustafa Mo with it now. The aforementioned true freshman. He tries to feed it inside, and UCLA read that. Adam Donovan sprints, layup good. One possession game early on with 12 to go in the half. And you're going to be seeing all this off-ball action for Duke as they're going to try and get their shooters open. Cat James again misses the mid-range jumper. Like I said, there wants to slowly work it around. What a post move right there by Jaron Quintisha. Lost his man right there. And I'm surprised he didn't throw that down. He just softly shot that in. What a move, though. And it's intercepted by UCLA. They can take the lead here, you know. Seedband to Quintisha. Jumper, no. Kirilenko with the rebound. And it's Mo with it again. Gotta come up with some new ball movement because Duke has been on that. Wyatt Mediger, jumper, nothing but net. And you're going to see a lot of faces on this Duke team that if you've been around the league long enough, you will surely recognize. And the interesting bit of movement there from the two, but the shot does not go down ultimately. Darian Stewart goes in, draws the foul, no bucket. But Massier draws the foul, and Stewart will go to the line for a pair. Subs made early. Quintisha, Massier, and Mexi come off. Not something you want to see for the Bruins. You know, they're young. But not necessarily the fittest team in the country, if you know what I mean by that. And Darian Stewart is cash from the charity stripe. It's a 5-point game again. Darian Stewart is one of those interesting recruits where it seems like every big-time recruit that is either playing for North Carolina or Duke, they get recruited by both schools. But we'll talk about that in a sec as Kristaps Kirilenko draws his second foul. And now Bozo Cooper is going to have to come in and play the rest of the half. That's a big loss for the Blue Devils. But Catherine Brock, one of the few seniors on this UCLA team, provides some experience and provides some rather decent shooting touch from the free throw line as he gets that first one to go. And he will get both. What is the adjustment that Duke is going to have to make? Ball stripped. Harris sideband. No. So much happening so quickly. Mo got stripped and Duke nearly paid the price for it. UCLA, after every bucket, they're trying to implement some pressure. Full court pressure. It's swatted away. Mediger tried the cheeky mid-range shot and it got blocked. Donovan going inside now, draws the foul and one. Adam Donovan can now tie the game from the free throw line. And more substitutions are made. Cat James and Wyatt Mediger are subbing off. and need to get some rest. And we have a tie game. I told you, folks, this is going to be a good one. The fact that this was the first game of the day is insane. Darian Stewart, feed to Bozo Cooper. Ooh, another and one almost. Right back the other way. There are going to be a lot of free throws this game. I just don't know if it's going to be proportionate or it's going to be heavily favored towards one of these teams. But like I said, Bozo Cooper in now for Kristaps Kirilenko. And with the depth that Duke has, again, it's so surprising that they went 22-9 on the season. But granted, like I said before, this is a young team. Young team. And as they grow older, as they have more time to play together, they're going to be all right. And that's yet another foul drawn. 3 combined fouls already for Duke's bigs. Oof. The Blue Bloods are feeling generous as many trips to the charity stripe are being taken today. And there's Jam Darnold, who actually was the previous starting power forward for the Bruins. Misses the first free throw woefully. He had a massive injury at some point this season, and he missed a lot of time because of it. Julius Mexi was able to take his spot as naturally and then keep it. Mustafa Mole gets stripped again, but then they get it back. Oh my goodness. These two teams are young, and you can see it in how they don't take care of the ball. Well, what a contact layup right there. But I believe that was Underwood. He is not a user-made player, so I don't know the names of those kind of guys well. And yet another foul is drawn the other way on Marcus Ware. It's giving season, boys. And Ware just instantly comes off for Cat James. And Coughlin Brock back to the free throw line. Get that first one to go. He got a nice shooting touch from the free throw line. Duke needs to find a way to adjust to stop sending him to the free throw line, as all 4 of his points so far are from the line. And now they got to find a way out of the half court. UCLA has been killing them with this full court press. Good pass in. Shot from mid-range is pure. Again, I think that is Underwood. No connection to, in real life, Illinois head coach Brad Underwood. I can confirm that. Sideband to Darnold. Donovan. Feed intercepted. UCLA seems to be forcing this ball inside, and Duke is starting to catch on. Here's Cat James with it. I don't know who this is, but it's going to be a and one opportunity for Freeney. Again, not a user-made player, so not much I can tell you about him. But Duke's depth is legit. And it'll be a 3-point play for John Freeney. And here we go, Duke returning the favor with their own full court press / half court trap. And that'll be a 10-second violation for the Bruins. It worked to perfection. And Duke will get the ball back. A rather slow burner so far with the amount of free throws we've had. Don't get mistaken. Don't be mistaken. There's so much more to come in this game. Freeney with it now. as Coach Mario verbally instructs some off-ball movement for his players. Mustafa Mole fader is clean. Clean fadeaway. And that'll be a timeout called by UCLA. With just halfway to go in the first half, the Bruins want to talk about some things, especially on defense. With Duke hitting these kind of shots, defensive adjustments are needed to be made. Man, oh man. So, chat. Give me your predictions for March Madness. It can be anything. It can be who will be the first team to be upset, which double-digit seed you think is going to make a run, who will be most outstanding player of the tournament. Give me your predictions. I'm all for it. You have to think MSU makes a run to the Final Four. I agree. That team is too good to be an 11 seed. But at 20-11, they lost majority of their big games. Couldn't beat any of those top teams like Michigan, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Rutgers. You know, their resume just didn't add up. They had a few quality wins. They had a good win against LSU, but nothing more. And they had a loss to this UCLA team right here. Harris sideband for 3. Buckle up, folks. Stewart for Cat James, mid-range. That'll go in. I do also think if there's a team to be upset, it's Idaho over Oklahoma. Well, that's if Idaho makes it past the Ohio State University. Ohio State is also a respectable team in my honest opinion. I think the Buckeyes have a solid shot to do some damage too, and we don't talk about it much because of Idaho. Mystery there by sideband on the mini heat check from the corner. Cat James goes up with it, and one, he draws the foul. I believe that was on UCLA's, no, that was on Mexi. I was about to say their senior, Brock, but no. That'll be him and Quinn Hughes heading off to the bench. And the senior is stepping up big for Duke. Last time when we saw Duke on this channel, it was the first game that we were able to stream of the season when they went into Lubbock and got a big win against the Red Raiders. Cat James in that game was not real good. Another foul drawn, and that's 2 for Cooper. So now you have Kristaps Kirilenko and Bozo Cooper with 2 fouls. What do you do? Ooh, I don't even know who that is right there, number 55. But they have to bring some players that I don't even know about just so that the foul trouble is limited for the rest of the half. Zeus can't capitalize on the first free throw. And this is what's hurting UCLA so far. They're getting the chances at the line, more so than Duke. By a little bit. But man, they're having trouble hitting free throws consistently. We'll get the other one though. And here comes that failed half-court trap. But UCLA gets it back anyways with a bad pass from Mustafa Mole. Donovan, kind of an alley-oop attempt. Oh my God, it's wadded away. I think that was Freeney on Quintisha. Sideband, mid-range, pure. Oof, we're going to be getting up and down this court all day, ladies and gentlemen. Mole. I don't know who this is. I nearly got an and one. Forbes. Mr. Forbes coming in as a third-string center. Already going to the line. Bobby Forbes. Some more veteran experience coming off the bench for Duke. And with experience comes a good free throw shooting touch. Duke making the most of their opportunities at the free throw line. Until that point, I think that is the first miss for the Blue Devils today. 30-22, just a bit over 6 minutes in the half. Adam Donovan, screen action, but they catch on quick. He's got to find a way to dribble out of it. He does. Goes in for the layup, uncontested rather. I don't know who that was under the basket, but he tried something there that probably would have been a foul and one. You got to let that man go at that point. Darian Stewart into Cat James. Cat James mid-range. Oh, it's hitting today. That little mid-range, just a bit beyond the paint, is a money shot for Cat James so far. Duke shooting 66% from the field right now. UCLA's got to tighten his defense up. Massier for three, no good. Mole takes it. And now to Freeney. And they're going to just slowly get set up. Passes into Mole. Mole mid-range, he misses it. A rare non-turnover situation for Duke, as that play usually gets intercepted. Ooh, Quintisha had a lane to the bucket and passed it instead. And it results in a turnover. Duke with the ball again. I'm telling you, these Bruins, a bit overachievers for 25-7. Layup is good for Mustafa Mole. It feels like Duke is starting to run away with this game a little bit. Another turnover. Mole, clear lane, and he's going to windmill it. Speak to me, young fella. Speak to me. 36-24 Blue Devils. March Madness. We are here and we are live. Another turnover by UCLA. The Bruins have gotten careless with their offensive possessions. Darian Stewart with it at the top of the key. Freeney into Mole. Oh, no good. UCLA need to stop the bleeding. Shooting 20% less than Duke at the moment. Donovan into Quintisha. Mid-range, no. Rebound, follow-up, no. Massier tried to put that one back. Nothing there. Freeney into Forbes, and he gets it to go. Fellas, the Bruins need to call a timeout, and they're not gonna. Unbelievable. Massier from the top of the key. Well, play develops. Donovan swings it. Sideband three. No. Saved, but directly to Cat James. And Duke can get to 40 now. In the half, mind you. Stewart over to, I think that was for Forbes, but it was intercepted by the Bruins. But look at how many turnovers there are in the game. It's so surprising to me. Massier three again, he cans it. Or excuse me, that wasn't Massier, that was Mexi. Julius Mexi, like I said, has that shooting touch. And there it is. They're going to need more of it if UCLA wants to get back into this game. Mole, Stewart, bang. The Bruins are having such a hard time defending that little catch and shoot mid-range. Donovan gets swatted by Darian Stewart. Oh, the Blue Devils are looking good right now. Freeney with it. Cat James to Darian Stewart for three. Oh my goodness. Coach, call the timeout. He's not. The bleeding continues for UCLA. Quintisha feeds it. Mexi, no. Forbes and Freeney. And Stewart with it again. We are under 2 minutes now. Freeney, long three. Ooh, that one was almost in. Sideband feeds it into. Oh, Mexi couldn't keep himself in bounds. And that's going to be yet another turnover for UCLA. I mean, these Blue Devils, when they get hot, they get hot. And that man right there, Darian Stewart, got recruited by North Carolina as well. I know a lot of North Carolina references when Duke and UCLA are playing, but you can't help but talk about the bitter counterpart in the Tobacco Road rivalry, as they were just so dominant this season, with only 2 losses, one of them coming to this Duke team at home, which was surprising. But here we go. Underwood tries to feed it to, I think that's Jalen Johnson, forget his name. And that's going to be an and one opportunity for Quinn Hughes. Jamal Johnson, excuse me. So Underwood tried to feed that pass to Jamal, which was intercepted, and now Jamal commits the foul and sends Duke to the line for a chance at 3. And Quinn Hughes, yet another freshman for the Bruins. He'll can that free throw. They need points, but they also need stops, and here they go with the full court press that will eventually turn into a half-court trap. Oh, Duke avoided that. A 10-second violation. Jamal Johnson fader. Oh, my goodness. It's just going in for everyone today. And UCLA is in trouble of letting up 50 this half alone. Hughes to James. Little inside move, and that's rejected. Get that out of here. Deedle with it now. Sophomore off the bench for Duke. Pass in, but intercepted by James. And here's Quinn Hughes with it now. Shot clock is off. UCLA, will they hold the ball for the last shot? Darnold with it now, near the March Madness logo. Over to Hughes, 3, no good, and that is halftime. The Blue Devils up 15 after what was an insane display of mid-range mastery. Tons of trips to the free throw line. But I say most importantly, if you take a look down there, Darian Stewart has just been on point. 4 for 4 with, if I'm not mistaken, those have to be all 3s. But if not, he had a couple trips to the free throw line, which is all good. North Carolina, despite all their depth, which is, I'd say, one of the best in the country, is definitely looking at how he's playing and saying, we could still use him. Oh, a big 3 right there by Adam Donovan to start us off here in the second half. And look at that. Look at the difference between UCLA and Duke. A whole 27% from the field. Cat James with it now. Over to Stewart. Kristaps Kirilenko back in the game after sitting out majority of the second half. Stewart just pulls it from 3, but no good. That's his first miss of the day. There goes Harris sideband with the random spin dribble. I call it spin dribble. I am a novice. Shot missed though by sideband, and Duke gets a chance to put some points on the board. Aaron Stewart tries to drive in, a wild fadeaway 3 attempt. I don't know why he decided to go with it. I mean, I guess that's some wild heat check. Oh my goodness, what a rejection. Adam Donovan somehow gets the ball back. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Oh man. See, this is what March is all about, just chaos. And sometimes you don't even know what's going on. Mole, pull up, good. With a man in his face as well. Oh boy. Yeah, these Blue Devils are humming along. UCLA has got to find a way to put points on the board. Donovan 3, this time no good. Follow-up. He'll go to the line, Quintisha, fouled by Kirilenko. 3 fouls. And he has only played about 8 minutes in the game. And Quintisha, it's just been a rough day for him so far, but the refs, you're going to tell him his foot is over the line? No? All right, fair enough. But yeah, it's just been a rough day so far for the big man. And 1 for 5 from the field. But he will capitalize on those free throws despite his foot being over the line. Not too sure why refs didn't tell him to back up. This pressure is getting the Mole. He finds a way out. Avoids the violation. Wyatt Mediger trying to work his way in now. The talented sophomore. Another fadeaway 3. Duke is just shooting what it wants this half, but it's not going in. They're giving UCLA the opportunity to get back into it. Now it's Macier, Donovan, over to Mexi. Active hands will put that ball out of bounds off of Duke. And Coach Smite is actually no longer there. I should edit the coach names. But Coach Smite is no longer there. I'm going to try and find the coach name of the current coach. Now, Adam Donovan sinks a little mid-range, and it's a 10-point game now for the Blue Devils. Mediger at top of the key. He pulls it. No, but Kirilenko rebounds it, and the hook shot is not going to go. Rather surprised that Kirilenko didn't look for a pass to the outside. Donovan with the ball again. Trying to drive in, no. Pulls a 3, and oh, that was close. And here's Mole with it now. And we're just going up and down this court like it's nothing. Mediger pull-up jumper, no. Kirilenko rebound. Misses the follow-up again. And now Duke all of a sudden is cold from the field. Donovan. And tries the... What was that? He should have just went for the layup. Oh my God. UCLA was doing really well there actually. Stringing together some rather decent buckets. Getting that lead down, getting that deficit down to 10. And then that. Very, very bad mistake by the Bruins right there. And Duke, who has, like I said, been cold throughout nearly four minutes to start the second half, have a chance to ignite once again. Darian Stewart, pass to Mole. Wow, what a feed, and he misses again. What has happened to the Blue Devils this half? Sideband, over to Jam Darnold. Nearly gets it to go. He draws a foul on Cat James, and he will head to the line. More subs are made. Sideband comes off for a little bit of a rest. And Jam Darnold, like I said, former starter to start out the year, suffered an injury. Has been held out for a while, but he's back. But has now assumed the bench role. As Julius Mexi has played well this season. You get that first one to go, and it's now a single-digit deficit for the Bruins. I didn't think this was going to happen, folks. With how Duke was playing, they were looking good. Very good. But it's now only an 8-point lead for the Blue Devils. Kirilenko to Mole. They escape their half of the court. Mediger fader, and he gets that one to go. Is Duke hot again? Or can they get hot again? Quinn Hughes with it now. Off the bench for Harris Sideband. Pass over to Adam Donovan. Feeds it inside for Jam Darnold. Rather uncontested layup until it was too late. Man, oh man, Duke is now looking worrisome on defense, but Darian Stewart gets his own uncontested layup in. I'm not too sure why no one tried for a block right there, as he had some very interesting hang time on that layup. Darnold steps in. Oh my goodness, Jam Darnold with the hop step in, no look layup. Oh my goodness. And that's going to be an off-ball foul on Cat James. I had to assume an illegal screen, and UCLA is going to get the ball back. Oh my gosh. Insanity is what this tournament brings. Quinn Hughes feeds it, and it's a slam by Quintisha. Karolinko did not want to commit yet another foul there. Had to let him go. And it's now a 6-point game after Duke was winning by 15 to start the half. Mediger 3, and he gets it to go. Big shot right there from the Stanford transfer. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. With 10 minutes to go, Harris sideband draws the foul. He will go to the line for a pair, and that's Darian Stewart's first foul of the game. And if you're UCLA, this is what you want to do. You want to draw contact, because the refs are not really letting teams play in this game. They are calling fouls left, right, front, and center. He gets that one to go. They will have a chance in this game as long as they draw the contact. They draw the fouls on contact, and they also hit their outside shots, which they've been doing a better job of this half. And that's going to be a reach-in foul. Wow. Duke got bailed out there, in my opinion. There we go, UCLA. Oh, they thought about that. That half-court trap, decided against it. Freeney with it now. Passes it in. Active hands for UCLA. Gets them the ball back. Donovan. What will the sophomore do? Drives in. Feeds it to Jaron Quintisha for the Thunder Slam. Again, Karolinko decides to not contest it as he has 3 fouls. It's a 5-point game with under 10 to go. Karolinko, Freeney. What will the Blue Devils do? Mustafa Mole, deep 3, he cans it. Mole with some NBA range right there. Wow. Mexi from 3, no. And that's Karolinko's board. Mole with it again. Oh, man. Mediger, mid-range, no. Sometimes as a commentator, you just admire what's going on the court. As sometimes there are no words for what's going on. Donovan, mid-range. That was a jumper in the paint. It's a 6-point game now. Karolinko to Mediger. Mediger misses the pull-up from the paint, or inside the paint. Excuse me, I'm correcting myself a lot today. Massier, Mexi back to Massier. Feed for Adam Donovan, draws the foul, and oh, they almost dropped. Mediger commits the foul, and Donovan, one of many from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada represent, is headed to the line. Adam with 14 points on the day already. Make that 15 with a chance of 16. He's been great, hasn't he? A very talented player in his own right. He sinks both, and it's a 4-point game for the Bruins. It's a 4-point game with the Bruins trailing now. And Bozo Cooper is now back in the game. Going to give Karolinko a rest, and that's going to be backcourt violation on Duke. or excuse me, a 10-second backcourt violation on Duke. And wholesale changes for the Bruins. Took Adam Donovan out the game. I guess he needs his rest, but he's been your hot hand. Hughes. To I don't know who this is. Wow. No foul called right there. That type of contact has gotten the whistles to blow all day. A little bit of inconsistency. Layup goes for, I believe that's Ware. Throughout all that commotion near the rim, he gets it to go. And we are under halfway to go in this final half. Hughes with some post moves on Darian Stewart. Wow. I did not have that on my bingo card. A point guard pulling out some big man moves. Stewart with the ball now. He's trying to drive in, but he's bottled up. He gets the ball back from Ware. I think that's Underwood. If I've been getting his last name wrong, I'll be very upset. Foul drawn on Quinn Hughes. Moment of truth. Have I been getting his last name right? Yes, I have. Bob Underwood. And like I said, no relation to Illinois head coach Brad Underwood. I can confirm that. First free throw is good. This Duke team has so much depth. Oh my goodness. It's rather insane. He misses that free throw though. It's a 5-point game. Under 7 to go. Jam Darnold trying to drive in. That's Harris sideband back out there now. Hop step. Wow. Oh my goodness. A 3-point game now for the Bruins. Kirilenko. Mediger. 3. Bang. Oh my gosh. Oh, this game is insane. This is just nuts. Harris sideband drives past, and it won't go. Rebound though, and it misses. Gets his own rebound again, and it's gonna go. No words. Stewart, hook shot. No. I'm in disbelief in the action that we are watching unfold. Unbelievable plays being made by both teams. Excuse me, had someone walk in on me. But man, it's a 2-point game for UCLA. Oh man, Underwood get past the screen, draws the foul, won't go again. But Brock is called for it, and the Blue Devils head to the line again. Man, oh man. How's everyone's BPM? I'd like to check in on everyone, because this has been an insane game so far. Underwood will get both free throws to go, and Mole comes back out on the court. 4-point game for the Blue Devils. They led by 15 at halftime. Squandered it. Turnover. Mole deep 3. I don't know why he shot that. There's no need. It's 5 minutes left in the game. Slow it down, young buck. Massier from the top of the key. And UCLA is going to need a little bit more ball movement. Donovan, corner 3. Oh, almost goes. But Jim, I keep saying Jam Mexi, but Julius Mexi gets it and just throws it down. Oh, brother. And intercepted. UCLA can tie this game. Quintisha slam. Oh my goodness. 65 all. With under 5 to go. I can't believe it.
There's no reason I have to hear
it. Man, I'm being told to calm down. I missed the 3. I don't know who hit that. But man, I cannot give you that lit commentary. I gotta keep it a little down. It's alright though. Donovan misses that one though. My goodness, this has turned into such a great game. Stewart floats it. Again, why are these teams trying that alley-oop? I don't get it. Quintisha or Demacia, Hughes, and no. For the next few games, there won't be any live commentary. No, sad. But I'm not planning to do all of that. There's going to be a lot of talking. Man, I picked a good one to start it off, didn't I? Quintisha, Donovan. It's like I got to commentate. It's like golf. I got to have the voice levels for a golf meet. Quintisha gets it, and ooh, they're going to call foul on that. No goaltend, but a foul on Bozo Cooper, if I'm not mistaken. And where are the points? Okay, so fellas, that's supposed to read 68-67. UCLA turns it over. Darnold. And that's going to be a charge on Theo Garrison. Wow. So like I said, again, this game has a little glitch where goaltendings aren't counted. Freeney with the 3 though. Oh God, I got to try and keep it down. Oh man. It's 71-67 now. Inside feed. And that's going to go. 71-69 now. Again, that goaltend did not go up on the board for some reason. Kirilenko gets wadded by James. And that's going to be a turnover. Again. Just a bit over 2 minutes to go. Freeney trying to drive in. To Mole. Kirilenko. Out to Underwood. Back to Kirilenko. Oh, what a feed and what a slam by Freeney again. Oh, I just feel, it feels so unnatural where I got to keep my levels down. But man, this has been such an exciting game. 73-69 Blue Devils lead. James. No. The 7'4" big man with a miss there. And Mole. Oh my goodness. I can't keep up with this. The ball. It's like a ping pong machine over there. And it ends up in Bozo Cooper's hands. And he throws it down one-handed. And it's another turnover by the Bruins. If Duke gets another bucket here, this could be game because they've been rather solid from the free throw line today. Kirilenko fade away. No. And is that going to be a timeout for UCLA? I think so. Whew. My goodness. What a game this has been. So once again, it's a break in the action. I'm going to go back to the first question I asked you guys. In fact, I'll type it up. I'll put it up in the chat real quick. Not much of a, I didn't phrase it as a question really, but it's okay. I read these chats, by the way. 6-point game with less than a minute to go. Bruins on the verge of being knocked out. Donovan, feed to Messier. Or Mexi, excuse me. And that's going to be Harris sideband canning that one. 75-71 again. There was a goaltend a little bit not too long ago that wasn't put up on the board for some reason. So it's a 4-point game. Remember that. And they're going to start fouling. Sideband fouls Mole. I don't know how close they are to sending him to the line. Oh, not yet. I think this next foul will do it. Stewart, Mole, sideband will foul again, and that's his 4th. Up, and there's one more foul to give. This is where sideband fouls out. Oh, nope, he'll toss it into Kirilenko. That's going to be Adam Donovan's first foul of the game, surprisingly. But they're going to send Kirilenko to the line, who has just been rather silent. Mostly because of foul trouble, but it's still surprising. And he misses that free throw. Timeout Bruins. I mean, my prediction is since Gonzaga has been disrespected in the sense they're taking home. Whew. Gonzaga is a good team. They've played a bunch of nobodies, but they're a good team. I just don't know if they're going to take it home. Because right now, if you told me to pick between them and North Carolina, I've got the Tar Heels. I've got the Tar Heels. The Tar Heels are just more balanced in a way. And also have better depth. But that's the 1 versus 2 line. But then you got to look and see, okay, is Tulane or is Iowa State a good enough opponent to upset them? And I'd say yes. Good enough. But would I pull the trigger and say, yes, it's going to happen? I don't know. So, you also then have to remember the 3 seed in their region is Rutgers, who was a 1 seed for the longest time this season. Just lost a couple games to Wisconsin. Those were their last 2 losses at home and then in the Big Ten tournament. And they slipped, you know. But that's a very good team who could have easily been a 2 seed as well. So I don't know. Gonzaga has been disrespected, yes. But at the same time, I know what these teams are made of, and I just don't think I can pick them over Rutgers or North Carolina. Time dwindling down. The shot clock is off. They got to put up shots. Donovan 3 rims out. Ladies and gentlemen, that might be ball game if Cat James can hit his free throws. And for the one that he's taken, he's hit it. Cool, calm, composed senior misses again. Duke is struggling to put the lid on this game. I'm flabbergasted. Excuse me. Flabbergant is another term that I can use. Oh, man. This has been quite the opening act for March Madness. Remember, it's 75-71. A goaltend that was supposed to be put on the board wasn't. And we're going to keep that in mind. Whew. Man, oh man. At this point, just checking the socials. Oh, the brackets are being posted. Fun stuff, fun stuff. And here we go. We're about to get it going again. Inbound for UCLA. Sideband takes it. Pass to Messier to Contisha. They got to get a shot up. Mexi, no. And again, no good. But Duke has been struggling to cap this game off. Kirilenko has an attempt to do that. He missed his first one, though. But he'll get that one to go finally, and that one may be wraps. It's now a two-score game. 77-71. Well, it was a two-score game in that case all along. But they're taking the time. They're not even trying to get up a shot. Massier 3, but it was uncontested. He hit it, but that is it. Duke is moving on. What a game. What a game. The Bruins had such a furious comeback after being down so big at the half. But they just couldn't muster up enough to complete it. And they will fall short to a very talented Duke team who awaits the winner of Oklahoma State and Coppin State, which that game, by the way, is up next. Once we get this little post up for Duke, celebrate their win a little bit, then we're going to have Coppin State and Oklahoma State. But for a while, what a dunk, by the way, for a good bit, we will have no commentary from me, as Gus Johnson is going to be doing it. The GOAT, by the way. If you don't recognize Gus Johnson as the GOAT of commentary, then I don't know what you're doing. But thank you for joining me for this first game of the day. We have 15 more, 3 more that I'm going to commentate on. Once again, I'm going to go to the Instagram post that I put up. I have chosen to commentate St. Peter's versus Marquette. Fellas, I believe there's some upset potential there, but we will cross that bridge once we get there. But to follow before I return to the commentary booth, it'll be 16 seed Coppin State versus number 1 seed Oklahoma State. The winner plays Duke. Then we get 14 Radford versus 3 seed DePaul, 13 seed Dayton versus 4 seed Louisville, 12 seed A&M Corpus Christi versus 5 seed Michigan, and then the Peacocks versus the Golden Eagles. That last game is when I'll be back in the booth. But thank you for joining. Yes, so Caden, so 77-74 technically, right? Because again, that goaltend wasn't put on the board for some reason. I don't understand that bit, but it's all right. We'll be back here. I'm gonna cut off the stream here just so that it saves the gameplay as one solo game. But then we'll start up the stream again in about 5-7 minutes with Gus Johnson on it and with its own slot for Coppin State versus Oklahoma State. See you guys in a little bit.